All right, we should be live here. I have not started up the program yet, so let's do that. Zoom this down. And we will go ahead and start up FG Assistant. So we're going to be running two cards this afternoon. We've got cards 6.6 and 6.7 in my Bluegrass Wrestling Fed run by Strangler Ed Lewis. This will get us all caught up with the main National Wrestling Commission cards, and so the universe will once again be on the right. The timeline will be even once again. So, let's get to it. We're going to load an event here. Here are my posters that I've been making. I'm going to run card 6.6 first. 4 matches on this card. SDG Replays is here. Good afternoon to you as well, sir. On this first card, card 6.6, we have Yukon Eric making his debut against Frank Spaceman Hickey. George Tragos will be with us as he takes on Sputnik Monroe. The captain, Strangler Ed Lewis, will be here, facing off against Ray Steele. And in our main event of the evening, we have a Kentucky State title match, which will see Dick Raines face off against Bronko Nagurski. So let's get to ringside with Yukon Eric versus Frank Hickey. And in the ring, in the red corner, or the blue corner, excuse me, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing in at 275 pounds. From Fairbanks, Alaska, this is Yukon Eric. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 270 pounds. Hailing from San Francisco, California, he is Spaceman Frank Hickey. And now, let's get to the action. And they lock up in the middle of the ring, and neither man can get the upper hand. And they come back together, lock up again, and it's Frank Hickey who takes advantage on the lockup, trips down the debuting Yukon Eric, and applies an Indian Deathlock. And of course, this is a Choice E maneuver, so let's see what we've got here. Could be a level 3 Indian Deathlock, and that's going to work on agility, which is going to be +2. So that seems like a great one. I think that's what we're going to do. So 10 or less for a level 3 Indian Deathlock. He gets it. Excuse me. And Yukon Eric is hurt by that Indian Deathlock. Now Hickey attempts an elbow smash. That's power move. That is definitely not going to work. Yukon Eric counters that with a big clubbing forearm on the Spaceman. And Eric backs him into the turnbuckle and then shoves him with a body block. Connects him, or doubles him over, connects to the midsection there. Hickey is hurt, and now Yukon Eric with that reverse bear hug. Spaceman Frank Hickey feeling the effects of the bear hug here as Yukon Eric continues to squeeze away at Spaceman Frank Hickey. Hickey finally able to squeeze his way out of the bear hug, but the damage is done. He's laying there trying to catch his breath after having the breath squeezed out of him by Yukon Eric. Eric grabs him up by the back of the mask and pitches him out of the ring. And Spaceman Frank Hickey hits the floor hard. Yukon Eric is right there after him, rolls him back into the ring and continues his attack with some more clubbing forearms as Hickey tries to get back to his feet. And Hickey is put down to the mat with those forearms. And Yukon Eric grabs a regular bear hug this time. And he's trying to squeeze the life out of Spaceman Frank Hickey that way. Hickey can't get to the ropes, can't get free. He might have to submit here. Target is going to be 4, and the roll is a 10. So no submission from Spaceman Frank Hickey. And here we go. And Yukon Eric He hits him with that Kodiak crunch. This is a +1 finisher, so the target is going to be 6. And the roll is a 4. And just like that, Yukon Eric has defeated Spaceman Frank Hickey in his debut. That match went 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Yukon Eric beat Frank Hickey with a Kodiak crunch. That was a 1-star match. We're going to call it a squash, though, because it seemed more like a squash. Yukon Eric had 0 fatigue. Hickey had 2 fatigue. Time of match was 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Let's put the thingy in there. Okay. And we move on to our next match of the evening, or the afternoon, I guess it is. George Tragos will take on Sputnik Monroe. And in the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 185 pounds, from Katsaro, Greece, he is George Tragos. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall as well, and weighing in at 235 pounds, from Dodge City, Kansas, this is Sputnik Monroe. And Monroe and Tragos going to face off center of the ring. They lock up. And Monroe gets the upper hand. Monroe getting aggressive right off the top of the bat, trying to boot Tragos in the head. This is an agility maneuver, and Tragos has the agility, so he's going to avoid that kick to the head and take control of this match. Tragos grabs a leg, grabs both legs, picks him up and slams Monroe to the mat. Monroe is dazed here, and Tragos with a face lock and a knee lift. This is a power maneuver, and Sputnik Monroe has the power, so Tragos couldn't get the face lock cinched in well enough that Monroe couldn't power out, and so Monroe does power out, and once he does, he backs Tragos into the corner and just puts the boots to him, stomping him down in the corner. Tragos is dazed by that beating in the corner there, and Monroe waits for him to get back up, and both men are in the corner, and then Monroe just slaps him straight across the mouth. And that is going to upset Tragos, who takes over, grabbing a side headlock on Monroe. And Sputnik Monroe pops out of that headlock with ease and slaps him in the face again. Tragos is dazed by that second slap. He wasn't expecting that. And Monroe grabs a waistlock, picks up Tragos, and puts him on the mat with ease there. Tragos in trouble here. He's hurt. And Monroe waits for Tragos to get back up and delivers some clubbing blows on George Tragos. Sputnik Monroe is in charge here. And Monroe drags Tragos over to the ropes and begins to choke him. The referee starts his count, and Tragos is able to get away by scooting out of the ring. But that doesn't do any good. Monroe, quick to follow him out, grabs him by the head and pitches him back into the ring, continuing his attack. Monroe dazes him a little bit with some strikes, and then comes in with a running knee lift on George Tragos. Tragos is caught. He's down. He's going to roll back out of the ring. He's still feeling the effects of that knee lift. Going to take a breather here. The referee begins his count. Target is 4. Roll is an 11, so Tragos easily back in before the referee hits 10. But Sputnik Monroe is on the attack. Monroe going to pitch him out of the ring again. And once again, Tragos going to hit the floor hard and is going to have to beat the referee's count here. Target is going to be 5. Roll is a 4. I'm going to roll twice on the countouts and DQs on the charts. And the roll is a 9, so he is not counted out. And here we've got Monroe continuing his attack, pitching him out of the ring for a third time. And once again, Tragos might be counted out. Target is a 6, roll is a 12. And Monroe continues his attack here. Monroe going to throw him out of the ring again. I think we have an out of the ring again chart, don't we? Out of the ring again. Let's see. This is a chart created by Dave Little. Let's see. Add 1 to the roll. So this is actually the 4th time that this has happened. So we're going to roll on the out of the ring again chart. Play as normal. Can do. Thank you, out of the ring again. And this time, Tragos easily back in. Monroe continues his attack here. Monroe stomps him down in the corner as he rolls back in. And Tragos is hurt. Sputnik Monroe gonna throw him into the ropes this time. And the referee is there to break the two up as they grapple on the ropes. And we are going to roll again for initiative. SGG Replays asks, what is the timeline of these wrestlers? George Tragos was the early 1900s, I think 1910s to 1930s, roughly. Might have even been late 1900s to 1920s. And Sputnik Monroe is 1940s to 1970s-ish. Early 1970s or mid 1970s, I think. Maybe even late 1970s, but more as a manager. My promotion in general is I'm running it chronologically. We're in the mid 1940s right now. I'm not doing retirements chronologically, but I'm doing debuts chronologically. So basically, I'm up to wrestlers that have debuted by about 1945 right now. So that's where we're at chronologically here. And here we go. We're going to roll for initiative as the two lock up in the center of the ring. And it's Monroe who takes control of the match, backing Tragos into the corner again and stomping him down. And Monroe waits for Tragos to get up in the corner and comes charging in with a running knee lift in the corner. And Tragos is hurt. Monroe picks him up, spins him around, and slams him down out of the corner there. And Tragos is still hurt. He's going to try to stand up again. And Monroe going to back him into the ropes. And Tragos able to turn it around on the ropes this time. And he takes Monroe down off the ropes and is now in control of this fight. He applies a hammerlock on Sputnik Monroe. The hammerlock beat his opponent last week. We'll have to see if it'll work this week. He's definitely got the power advantage there. And Monroe breaks free and is on the attack. Monroe picks him up with another big body slam, and that's going to put him down. That hurt him. And now Monroe once again with a big running knee lift as George Tragos gets back to his feet. Tragos is hurt. Monroe with some clubbing blows on Tragos. Now he's going to back him into the ropes again, and we're going to see the referee break it up. And the two men meet back in the ring, in the middle of the ring, and Sputnik Monroe takes control again. Monroe drags him over to the ropes and starts choking him on the ropes. And Tragos in trouble now as Monroe snaps him back off the ropes, and he strikes the mat hard. And Monroe going for the cover. The target is going to be 7, and the roll is a 6. So just like that, after a choke on the ropes, Sputnik Monroe has defeated George Tragos. And Monroe beat Tragos with a choke on the ropes. And I'm going to say that was I'm going to give it a 1.5 star. It's kind of lopsided, kind of one-sided, so not quite 2 stars. Tragos had 4. Monroe had none. Time of match is going to be 15 minutes and 21 seconds. And there we go. Now we're on to the penultimate match of card 6.6 of Bluegrass Wrestling. This is going to be Ed Lewis versus Ray Steele. Lewis, of course, the founder of Bluegrass Wrestling here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to get this match underway, going down to ringside. In the blue corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 236 pounds, from Louisville, Kentucky, he is Strangler Ed Lewis. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 6 feet tall and weighing in at 210 pounds, from Valley County, Idaho, this is Ray Steele. And they lock up in the center of the ring as the bell sounds. And Ed Lewis is in charge of the match here. Lewis with a front chancery on Ray Steele. Steele able to counter it. Pops his head out. Gonna attempt a body slam, but that's not gonna work, as Lewis is just too powerful. Kind of shoves Steele back. Won't let him pick him up. And Lewis applies a neck yoke on Ray Steele as he brings Steele to the mat. Steele got nowhere to go, could be forced to give up here. Target is going to be 2, roll is a 6. Lewis is in charge now. Lewis applies that Strangler's headlock, straight from the neck yoke to the Strangler's headlock. Target is going to be 3, roll is a 4. And Lewis really in charge now. Another keeps wrenching that Strangler's headlock. Target is going to be 4, roll is a 6. And now Lewis gonna pitch Steele out of the ring, kind of upset. And it looks like both wrestlers are gonna get into a brawl on the floor here. Both wrestlers roll and count out. Target is 2, that's not gonna happen there. Target is 5, that's not gonna happen there. Wrestler with the better ring rating takes over on level 3 offense. That's gonna be Ed Lewis, who is going to take over as they get back into the ring after brawling outside. And as Steele steps through the ropes, Ed Lewis applies the Strangler's headlock once again, and the target is 6, and the roll is a 5. So just like that, Ed Lewis strangles the life out of Ray Steele in a quick one. Ed Lewis beat Ray Steele with a Strangler's headlock. We're going to say, let's see, that has 6. We're going to say that was a 2-star match. It was short, but not particularly bad. So we're going to say Lewis 1. Steele had 5. And the time of match is 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Hit OK. And we're on to our main event, which is the Kentucky State Championship match. Dirty Dick Reigns, our champion, will be defending against Bronko Nagurski, who won the right to challenge for the title last week when he beat, I believe it was Billy Sandow that he beat last week. I'd have to look. I don't remember off the top of my head. But he won the right to challenge either way. Or no, I think it was Stu Hart. Anywho, we are off to ringside for our championship match. And here we go. Dick Reigns in the blue corner, your champion. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighs in at 275 pounds. From Muskogee, Oklahoma, it is Dirty Dick Reigns. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing in at 235 pounds. From International Falls, Minnesota, he is Bronko Nagurski. And both of these guys have been very successful here in Bluegrass Wrestling. And it looks like Dick Reigns is on the attack first. And Reigns starts us off dirty. Wouldn't have it any other way. Reigns with the eye gouge. And Bronko Nagurski's dazed here as Dick Reigns attempts a clothesline on Nagurski, but Nagurski easily able to duck under it and take control of the match. Nagurski gets Reigns with a big power slam as he's coming back. It is a choice D maneuver. I think we're going to have to go for the... it's a 6 or less on a level 3. He's going to try it. He's going to attempt it. It's still early. Hi, Neil. Welcome to the matches. This is the main event of the first half of the show. We've still got 4 more matches after this, so you showed up at the perfect time. And Nagurski with a 4. That is a successful level 3 power slam, as he just needed to roll 6 or less. And that's going to hurt Dick Reigns. Bronko Nagurski with another big power slam. As Reigns gets back to his feet, we're going to go for the less powerful power slam here. He needs a 10 or less this time. And he gets it. And Dick Reigns able to avoid the scoop and is in control of the fight now. And Reigns grabs a grinding side headlock, but he doesn't have the power. And so Nagurski takes control here. And Nagurski has Reigns hurt. Or nope, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to roll on level 2 for Nagurski. And that's going to be that power slam again. We're going to try for the level 3 again, 6 or less. And on a roll of 8, he doesn't get it. Dick Reigns just boots him in the gut. And Dick Reigns backs Bronko Nagurski into the turnbuckle. And in the turnbuckle, Nagurski can't get the better of Reigns. Reigns just delivers a couple of vicious shots to the throat. And that's going to double Nagurski over as he kind of stumbles out of the turnbuckle and right into an armbar and choke by Dick Reigns. Reigns has Nagurski hurt here. And now he's got that hidden choke with the tag ropes. This has an asterisk. So let's see what special stuff Reigns has. You may increase the rating of these moves by adding disqualification to them. Moves done in this fashion advance like this. A 2 becomes a 3. A 3 becomes a 3 add 1. And a 3 add 1 becomes a level 0 finisher. This is a level 3 move, so if he did it with disqualification, it would become a 3 add 1 disqualification. I think he's going to go for that because he's the champion, so if he gets disqualified, no harm, no foul. And with a roll of 6, he is disqualified. So that does it. Bronko Nagurski has won by DQ against Dirty Dick Reigns, as Reigns is disqualified for choking him with a tag rope. Bronko Nagurski, there is no title change. DQ when Reigns refused to release a choke using the tag rope. That was definitely a dud. We're going to say nobody has any fatigue. Actually, Nagurski would have 1 fatigue because it was a 3 add 1 move. So Nagurski has 1. I track the fatigue because I use it to determine my my retirements for those people who do not know. Wrestlers have like a certain threshold, and once they get an accumulated fatigue through all of their matches that is above that threshold, they start considering retirement, and at the end of every month I roll a D100, and if it is below their retirement threshold, they retire. So that's why I'm so anal about tracking it. And now the time of match was 6 minutes and 26 seconds. I have a feeling that we will probably see a rematch between these two. And that's going to do it for our first half. We do have another card coming up. Neil Lau is asking, how's my cough? It's quite a bit better these days. It's warmer here, so there's like less chest colds and things going around. I'm very susceptible to chest colds and stuff because of medication I have to take. Apparently, it leaves me very susceptible to upper respiratory infections. So no one has retired yet, actually. Um, Farmer Burns is considering retirement, but he has managed to roll above his threshold every single time that I've rolled for his retirement. So, but other than that, no one is even considering it. There are a couple of people who are close, like Great Gamma, the Terrible Turk, and I think there are one or two others, but Farmer Burns is the only one considering it right now. Um, all right, so let's get on to our second event here. This is going to be Bluegrass Wrestling, card 6.7. It's going to feature 4 matches, the first of which is going to be Antonino Rocca as he faces Billy Sandow. Then we're going to see a tag team action as Chief Don Eagle and Big Chief Little Wolf take on El Santo and Gory Guerrero in tag team action. Then we've got Ad Santel, the Dangerous Shooter, as he faces Stu Hart, the Dangerous Shooter. Someone is going to get hurt in that one. And then in our big main event, Ed Lewis got it approved, or somehow got it through the Kentucky State Athletic Commission to allow himself to face off against a much smaller opponent in what is being billed as the Battle of the Stranglers, as Ed Strangler Lewis will take on Strangler Evan Lewis in a match where someone is going to get strangled. And we are on to our first match of the evening, which is going to see Antonino Rocca take on Billy Sandow. And Rocca and Sandow lock up in the center of the ring. And it's Sandow who wins the initial lockup. Sandow attempts an arm lock, and he does not have the power. So that is not going to work, as Antonino Rocca easily able to pull his arm out and take the fight to Billy Sandow with some open hand chops. Sandow is hurt by the chops, and Rocca continues to deliver them. Just chop after chop on Billy Sandow. And now Antonino Rocca grabs a head crank and rolls him into a victory roll here. And Sandow rolling his pin. Both shoulders are down. Target is 1. Roll is an 8. So no pin there. But Rocca really starting out strong here. Antonino Rocca going to the top for a death jump. Maybe not the best thing against Billy Sandow, who has an A in death jump. But it seemed to work out as Rocca comes off with a big flying drop kick and puts Sandow on the mat. And Rocca going back to the top, maybe one too many times. And yes, Sandow able to kick Rocca right in the gut as he comes off with an attempted axe handle. And Rocca goes down. Sandow is covering Rocca. The target is going to be 2, and the roll is a 4. So now Billy Sandow in control of the match here. And Billy Sandow grabs a fishhook suplex on Antonino Rocca. Rocca's hurt. Sandow over the shoulder arm flip puts Rocca down. Rocca going to roll out of the ring here. Sandow might have flipped him too close to the ropes. And now Rocca grabs a ringside chair and just kind of pitches it in at Sandow. It does connect. The referee is upset. He's going to warn Antonino Rocca, but he doesn't disqualify him. He just warns him not to throw any more crap into the ring. And Rocca is in control now. Rocca comes into the ring here. Sandow still reeling from being hit out of nowhere with that chair. And Rocca throws him out of the ring. Sandow is hurt here. And he gets back in. Rocca meets him at the ropes. grabs him and does a headstand head scissors throw on Billy Sandow. Sandow's hurt. Rocca showing off a little bit here. Rocca hits him with some open hand chops again. And that dazes Billy Sandow. Rocca's got to be a little careful here. Sandow's a dangerous opponent. Rocca grabs an armbar and transitions into head scissors. And Rocca has the agility advantage, so that is going to work. But Sandow is just able to work his way out regardless. And Sandow takes control, backing Rocca into the turnbuckle. And Rocca able to use his quickness to spin it around and then delivers a slap to the face with the foot in the turnbuckle on Billy Sandow. Sandow is upset, comes out, but is met with open hand chops from Antonino Rocca, who was waiting on him. And Sandow is put down by those chops. Rocca not going to throw Sandow out of the ring. Instead, he's going to grab him with a handstand head scissors throw. That is a mouthful. And Sandow is hurt here as Rocca handstand and another head scissors throw on Billy Sandow. Sandow's down. Rocca climbs to the top. He's going to death jump one more time here. And it works again this time. Another big drop kick off the top. And Rocca is in control here. Rocca gets back to his feet after hitting him with that flying drop kick and hits a series of drop kicks on Billy Sandow. It's an add one maneuver, so Sandow's going to eat a fatigue token and roll on level 3 defense. Sandow's put down by those drop kicks, but that knocks him close to the ropes and he's able to roll out of the ring. And Rocca gonna wait there and pump up the crowd as Sandow takes a breather and gets back into the ring. Rocca is quick to continue his attack, though, with some open hand chops as soon as Sandow steps between the ropes. Sandow able to block those chops and gets into some fisticuffs of his own here with Antonino Rocca. Rocca able to block those and deliver more open hand chops. These two are just trading blows, and those chops put Sandow down. And Rocca grabs up Billy Sandow with that Argentine backbreaker. This is a +2 finisher, so the target is going to be 5 here. And the roll is a 6, so no submission from Sandow yet. And Rocca lets him down, and he grabs a leg lace with a headstand here. And this is a choice C maneuver. I think we're going to go for the power, even though it's a level 2, because that's going to work on 9 or less. The other one would only work on 3 or less. So 6, that is going to work. And Sandow is down. Neil Lau is asking, was thinking of doing a YouTube show. What do I need? I will get to that after this match, if you don't mind, Neil. But yeah, I have no problem going over that with you. We'll do that right after this match. Sandow's down. Rocca in control here. Rocca going back to the top. He has been pretty successful with this. And he is no longer successful. Billy Sandow delivers a big punch to the gut as Rocca comes off the top rope. Rocca is put down to the mat. Sandow continues his attack, throwing Rocca out of the ring. Rocca gets mad, throws in another chair. The referee is quite upset here. The referee's not going to disqualify him, throws the chair out of the way. This chair does not actually hit Sandow, though, but it does distract him long enough that Rocca is able to get the upper hand. And Rocca comes running in, charging in after throwing that chair with some flying head scissors. And Sandow's down. He's going to leave the ring. Billy Sandow grabs Rocca from by the ankle, pulls him out of the ring, picks him up and slams him on the floor. He's rolling his count out here. Target is 3, and the roll is a 6, so no count out. As Rocca able to get back into the ring before the referee counts him out, but Sandow now in control of this fight. Grabbing a neck lock as Rocca gets back in the ring. Choice G. Into the turnbuckle chart, or a level 3 move that's going to work on power. I think we're going to go for the power move here. It's going to work on 7 or less, and with a roll of 3, that is successful. And that neck lock has Rocca down in the center of the ring. Nowhere to go. He's screaming in pain here. He might be forced to give up. Target is 4, roll is a 6, so Rocca avoids giving up to the neck lock here, but Sandow still firmly in control. As they get back up, still in the neck lock. Transitions to a headlock here. Less pressure on the neck, more pressure on the side of the head. And he spins him over and takes him down. And Rocca's hurt. And now Billy Sandow. They get back up. He's still in the headlock as they stand back up. Sandow spins out, grabs a waistlock from behind, and suplexes Rocca down to the mat. Sandow showing his wrestling ability here. That's a choice D. That's going to be 8 or less. And with a roll of 10, he gets Rocca partway up, and then Rocca uses a back elbow to the head of Billy Sandow to counter that move. And now Antonino Rocca with a head crank and victory roll on Billy Sandow. Sandow's being pinned, both shoulders to the mat on the victory roll. Target is 4, roll is 5. Billy Sandow able to kick out just barely as Antonino Rocca continues to be in control of this fight. Flying head scissors on Billy Sandow. Sandow's hurt now. Antonino Rocca with a big monkey flip. And Sandow is hurt once again as Rocca continues his attack. Those open hand chops that he keeps going back to. And those hurt Sandow. And they allow Rocca to apply a crushing body scissors on Billy Sandow. And here we go. Sandow in trouble. Got nowhere to go. Rocca keeps squeezing on those body scissors. The target is going to be 5. And the roll is a 4. So with a crushing body scissors, Antonino Rocca has defeated Billy Sandow. And yes, I would like to record that. Sandow. Crushing body scissors. 5 and 3. So that's 8. So that's a 4-star match. Rocca had 3, or Rocca. Sandow had 5. I forgot to add one after the pin roll. So we'll do it now. And time of match. That match went 20 minutes and 54 seconds. Not too bad. And that was a great opener. And so Neil was asking about what you would need to do a YouTube show if you wanted to do a show, with your Phil Singer Games stuff. If you don't have a program like this, you can use the online, the online version, if you have cards for that. If you don't, you're going to need a cell phone with a camera and a cell phone tripod. I think I got my cell phone tripod. I don't do very many videos with the actual tabletop card and dice anymore because it's just kind of a pain to set it all up. But if you wanted to, you could get a tripod. I think I got mine on Amazon for under $20. I think it might have been like $19 or something. And then I'm an Amazon Prime member, so the shipping was free. But yeah, you'll need a tripod, and I recommend getting a medium-sized one. You don't want to get one that's a small one. It just won't pick up all of your cards when you have them laid out on the table. It's not, you don't get a wide enough shot. You need to keep the camera up a little higher. So yeah, I recommend like a medium-sized tripod if you can. And then you'll need a free bit of software, something like OBS Studio, and you'll need an app for your phone called I think it's like OBS for Droid or something like that. That software is not free. It costs like $5 for a lifetime license or whatever. So all in all, you'll be able to do it for about $25, and that's basically what you would need to do it on YouTube. You don't really need very much, but there is a little bit of a startup cost if you want to roll on an actual table. Some of the other folks who roll on a table, maybe Dave Little. I know that Neil, you like to go into Dave's shows. I see you in there when Dave does his stuff. He might know of a free phone app if he uses his phone to record. If you don't use your phone, you could get a webcam, or like or if you have a laptop, it might have a built-in webcam. You can use that. I just use my phone. I don't have a webcam. I use like a desktop, and it doesn't have a built-in webcam or anything, so that's why I mentioned that. But yeah, there might be other options as well. That's my setup though. I just like using the digital stuff now. I'm still not a fan of the official Phil Singer digital thing. I don't think it's a very robust platform in my opinion. Plus, it is incredibly laggy and prone to just kind of not working sometimes, and I don't like that. So I'll stick with this, but unfortunately, until I hear back from Phil Singer, other people don't have access to this, except for like Grant and a couple of other people who are helping me test it on various platforms. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at there. But I am talking with Phil Singer. I did send a message their way, and got a response basically saying that they're going to talk about it and let me know what I'd need to do to be able to release this to the community, and stay in their good graces, because it is kind of competition for their official product, which is not something that they probably want. So we'll see what they say. Anywho, moving on. We've got a tag team matchup next. This is going to be Chief Don Eagle versus Big Chief, and Big Chief Little Wolf, not versus Big Chief Little Wolf. And they're going to be facing off against El Santo and Gory Guerrero in tag team action. Let's get down to the ring here. In the blue corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 222 pounds, from the Kahanawake Reservation in Quebec, Canada, or near Quebec, Canada. This is Chief Don Eagle. And standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 210 pounds, from Hone, Colorado. This is Big Chief Little Wolf. And their opponents in the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 220 pounds, from El Paso, Texas. This is Gory Guerrero. And his partner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 209 pounds, from Hidalgo, Mexico. This is El Santo. And Santo and Guerrero taking on the Native Americans here. Don Eagle and Little Wolf. Let's roll one dice. Let's see who starts off here. And it is going to be Gory Guerrero for his team and Little Wolf for his team. So now let's roll and see who has the advantage on the initial lockup. It is Gory Guerrero. And Gory Guerrero wins the lockup, and trips him down off the lockup and puts his boot on his face and twists. Twisting boot scraped by Gory. And then he's going to back him into the turnbuckle here. And Gory Guerrero still in control. Gory Guerrero grabs him up and nails him down with a backbreaker drop. And Big Chief Little Wolf in trouble here. And no, he slips out the back before Guerrero can bring him down across the knee. Little Wolf grabs him up with a leg sweep, but that's not going to work. Gory Guerrero is able to get out of the way. Guerrero charging in with a flying head scissors on Big Chief Little Wolf. And Little Wolf is put down. And he could make the tag here. He doesn't make the tag. Guerrero still in charge. Guerrero with a big octopus hold on Little Wolf here. Little Wolf is hurt. Guerrero makes the quick tag to El Santo. Santo comes in with a big flying head scissors. And he's going to back him into the ropes here after the flying head scissors. And the referee is in to break him up. And they meet up in the center of the ring, and it's El Santo taking control of the match with a big running body attack. Another choice maneuver here, choice C. This is going to be a level 3 move. It's going to work on 6 plus or minus the agility, which is plus 2. So it's going to work on 8 or less. And with a roll of 4, he is successful. And Big Chief Little Wolf is put down by El Santo. Santo continues his attack here, climbing to the top rope. And he comes flying off the top rope with a big crossbody block. Rolls through, though, no pinfall on that, but it does put Little Wolf right down on the mat. And it allows Santo to roll through, tag Gory Guerrero. And Gory Guerrero gets in there, grabs up Little Wolf, and locks on that Gory special. This is a +1 maneuver, so the target is going to be 4. The roll is a 6. Gory Guerrero not able to get him to submit, but was able to display some excellent tag team wrestling right there. Neil says, okay, thanks, maybe I won't do it then. Stick to posting the cards. Thanks, Carl. No problem. It's fun if you ever come by the, like a tripod or whatever. It's totally worth doing. It's fun. But, I get it. Anyway, back to the action. Guerrero with that Gory special. And Chief Little Wolf able to kick out. Going to throw Little Wolf out of the ring now. And Gory Guerrero comes out. Referee warning him not to. And he blasts Big Chief Little Wolf closed fists outside the ring. The referee gonna admonish Gory Guerrero, but no DQ there. Guerrero gets back in the ring and continues his attack with a big German suplex on Big Chief Little Wolf. Little Wolf is hurt, gonna try for the tag to Chief Don Eagle. And he gets, no, because they're not really, yeah, I'm going to say no, because they're not like a normal team. Neither of these guys are. So, doesn't work there. They need a 7 or better in order to make that tag. And so, Gory Guerrero continues his attack with that octopus hold. Big Chief Little Wolf is down. And Little Wolf, he's able to turn the tides on Gory Guerrero there. And as Gory comes out of the ring, he whips him off the apron onto the floor, just pulling him off. Guerrero smacks the floor hard. He's rolling his count out here. This is going to be a target of 2 and a roll of 3. So Gory Guerrero just barely able to make it back in. As the referee counts to 10, but just scooting under the bottom rope before that happens. And Big Chief Little Wolf attempts a roll-up. And Guerrero's hurt. Guerrero could try the tag. He needs a 7 or less. Or a 5 or less. Excuse me, not a 7. It's a 5. But he gets it either way. So El Santo comes in. And Santo with a lucha arm drag. Big Chief Little Wolf really needs a tag here. He's should have done it, but he couldn't get it. And now Big Chief Little Wolf going to try to reach over and make the tag. Needs 5 or less. On a roll of 6, he does not get it. And El Santo continues his attack with a big battering ram. This is a power maneuver, and Big Chief Little Wolf is definitely the stronger of the two. Little Wolf picks him up, slams him to the mat, and then applies a Texas cloverleaf on El Santo. Santo is hurt, and finally, Big Chief Little Wolf makes the tag to Don Eagle. Eagle comes in and nails him with a wampum wampum. Wampum wampum? Wampum wampum. Okay. And wampum wampum by Don Eagle. And El Santo's hurt. And now Don Eagle applying the Mohawk Bear hug to El Santo. Santo in the center of the ring. He's hurt. And Eagle drops El Santo, but not letting up. He applies a bow and arrow submission on Santo here. Santo's hurt, trying to reach over and get the tag. He's unable to do so as Chief Don Eagle continues his attack. And another wampum wampum on El Santo. Santo's being pinned here. Target is 1. Roll is a 6, so... And now, Don Eagle continues his attack, throwing El Santo out of the ring. Santo, this time getting a little frustrated with the whole thing, pulls Don Eagle out of the ring, whips Don Eagle into the into the guardrail around the ring, and that's going to be a warning from the referee. Santo not disqualified, but the damage is kind of done as he rolls Don Eagle back into the ring. He's losing his temper there. And Santo now in control. Don Eagle can't get up. And Santo able to get back in the ring and apply the camel clutch, or the La del Cabello, on Don Eagle. And this is going to be a pin roll here. Target is going to be 3. And the roll is a 6, so Don Eagle easily able to kick out. And El Santo that gets up and applies a Boston Crab on Don Eagle as Eagle reaches the ropes and rolls himself out of the ring. And Don Eagle. El Santo comes out of the ring again, and this time Eagle is waiting for him. Eagle charges in and hits him with a vicious knee lift as Santo drops to the arena floor. Santo is out on the apron, or not apron, out on the arena floor. Eagle climbs back in. Santo needs to get up and get in the ring. Target is 2, roll is a 3, so Santo just barely able to beat the referee's count and get back in the ring. And Don Eagle in control now. Don Eagle with a big tomahawk chop on El Santo. Target is going to be 3 as Eagle pins Santo. And the roll is an 11, so no pinfall there. But Eagle in control now with a second tomahawk chop, putting El Santo down. Target is 4, roll is a 6. And Don Eagle continues his attack. With a third tomahawk chop. This is going to be, the target is 5. They're going to go for a pin save. And wow, El Santo, his partner, Gory Guerrero, comes in, distracts the referee. Santo able to roll Don Eagle up into a small package or a cradle of some sort, and he's got the pin now. So the target is going to be 2, and the roll is a 10. So Eagle able to kick out. And where were we? I'm getting confused because my phone just went off. Okay, there it was. So we're adding a fatigue to Don Eagle, and El Santo is rolling now. El Santo climbs to the top rope with a big death jump. Don Eagle catches him and slams him on the mat and is in control once again. Don Eagle hits the ropes and hits a lacrosse body block. We're going to go for another pin save here. And it's a brawl, but all four men are in the ring. All four men are brawling it out here. Double DQ. No DQ for Don Eagle. No DQ for El Santo. So neither team is disqualified. Now we're rolling one die to see who's in control. Hold on one second. My wife is calling. We're going to take a quick pause here, and I will be back in a minute or two. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for anyone who is waiting on me. I don't know if anybody is still here after that. Um, my wife needed to complain about work, and so I let her vent, and it took longer than expected. So, anywho, I am back now. Um, so let's get back to the match here. We just rolled a DQ, double DQ on the pin save. So there was a pin save. So let's see. He gets a fatigue. And it looks like if the roll was even, Santo would take over. If the roll is odd, it would be Don Eagle. And the roll was indeed odd. So it is Don Eagle taking over on level 3 offense here. And Don Eagle with another tomahawk chop. He's hit quite a few of these guys. They're out of pin saves. So target is going to be 6. Roll is a 4. And just like that, the Native Americans have downed the Latino contingent here in Bluegrass Wrestling as Don Eagle pins El Santo. Don Eagle pinned El Santo with a tomahawk chop. Let's 2, that's going to be 8, 9, 10 between 4 people. It's about 3 stars. We're going to call it 3 stars. Eagle had 2 fatigue. Little Wolf had 1 fatigue. G-U-E-R. Guerrero had 1 fatigue, and Santo had 6 fatigue. Time of match was 22 minutes and 50 seconds, and we're okay. There we go. And once again, I apologize about that wait. It just, if your wife needs to vent, you let her vent. Alright, so Ad Santel versus Stu Hart is our penultimate match of the evening. And here we go. Santel and Hart meet up in the center of the ring. I forgot to read the introductions, but whatever, they get it started really quickly. And neither man can get the upper hand, so they let go and meet up again, this time with more aggression. And this time it's Ad Santel getting the better of the lockup, putting Stu Hart on the mat with a trip, and then locking on a body scissors. Hart is dazed as Santel applies a front face lock on Stu Hart. We're going to go for the level 3 move because -1, -1. Doesn't make any sense not to do the one that is more powerful since the roll is going to be the same. So this is going to be 5 or less, and with a roll of 11, Santel can't get the front face lock applied, and Stu Hart is in control now. Hart nails a punch to the gut, and then he's going to back Ad Santel into the ropes. And Santel can't get the upper hand, and Stu Hart able to deliver another shot to the gut on Ad Santel. Now Stu Hart picks up Santel and slams him to the mat with a body slam. And Stu Hart has put Santel down. Santel getting back up, but he's hurt. And Stu Hart maneuvers behind him and applies a sleeper hold on Ad Santel. Santel able to slip out. He's down, but not in the sleeper anymore. And Stu Hart locks in a crossface hold as Santel laid on the mat. Santel is dangerously in trouble here. Santel is down, not going to leave the ring. Stu Hart transitions from the crossface to the guillotine choke. And Santel is hurt again. Stu Hart grabs a face lock, dazing Ad Santel. Stu Hart tries for that elbow smash. That's a power move that is going to work. And Santel is hurt. Now Stu Hart once again with some punches to the gut. And he is once again going to back Santel into the ropes. And the referee steps in to break him up. And it looks like Stu Hart has the advantage here on the lockup in the center of the ring. Stu Hart once again slips behind Santel, applies that sleeper hold. Santel rolling his pin. Target is 1, roll is an 8. And now Stu Hart with a guillotine choke. Santel is down. And Stu Hart transitions from the guillotine choke to the crossface hold. So this is opposite of what he did last time. Santel is down. This time he is going to roll out of the ring. And Stu Hart tries to follow him out. Santel grabs him and wraps his arm around the ring post. Stu Hart in trouble here. Hart rolling his count out. Target is 2, roll is a 7, so Hart able to get back in the ring without too much of an issue. And Santel is now in control here. Santel waits for Hart to get back in and boots him to the ground and then locks on that STF. And STF is a +2 finisher, so this is going to be a target of 5. And the roll is a 5. So just like that, Ad Santel taps Stu Hart out, or more accurately, makes Stu Hart submit since there's no tap out here. Let's see, that was Santel, and he beats Stu Hart with the STF. Hart had 2, Santel had 1, that's a 1.5 star match. Santel had 1, Hart had 2. Time of the match is 7 minutes and 39 seconds. And here we are. Someone is going to get strangled in our main event here. Ed Lewis versus Evan Lewis. The Strangler versus the Strangler. And who is going to come out on top? And here we go. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 236 pounds. Hailing from Louisville, Kentucky. This is Ed Strangler Lewis. And his opponent, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 180 pounds, from Ridgeway, Wisconsin, this is Strangler Evan Lewis. And the Stranglers lock up in the center of the ring. And it's Evan Lewis using his quickness to get the advantage on the initial lockup. Lewis tries for an armbar, and Lewis has dazed Lewis. So Evan has dazed Ed Lewis. And now Evan Lewis with a waistlock takedown. And Strangler Ed Lewis is hurt. Evan Lewis, grapevine to shoulder lock on Ed Lewis. Lewis is looking good here. Evan Lewis, that is. Ed Lewis, not so much, as Ed Lewis looking hurt. And Evan Lewis with a driving double leg takedown, but Ed Lewis able to sidestep it without any real problem. Ed Lewis going for that foot sweep, but can't get it. Evan Lewis is out of the way, and he backs Ed Lewis into the ropes. And Ed Lewis can't do anything to counter Evan Lewis on the ropes. Evan Lewis breaks it without any real aggression, but is quick to move back in as soon as the ref steps out of the way and push him back into the ropes. And this time the referee going to break them up and force them back out to the center of the ring. Ed and Evan Lewis lock up, and it's Ed Lewis who gets the upper hand this time. Ed Lewis grabs a grapevine on Evan Lewis and throws him to the mat. And Evan Lewis rolls through, pops back up to his feet, and attacks Ed Lewis with a bear hug, and then trips him to the mat. And Evan Lewis trying to trip him to the mat here. A level 3 move or a level 2 move. I guess it's going to be the level 2 move. Roll needs to be a 5 or less. And on a roll of 7, Ed Lewis able to break out of the bear hug before Evan Lewis can trip him down. And Ed Lewis on the attack with a jackknife arm scissors. Evan Lewis is hurt, and Ed Lewis backs him into the ropes. Once again, our referee steps in, breaks these two men up, forces them to the center of the ring where they lock up again. And Ed Lewis once again gets the upper hand. Ed Lewis pushing Evan Lewis back into the turnbuckle. And Evan Lewis able to swing it around at the last minute and plants Ed Lewis into the turnbuckle. Leans on him a little bit. And as Ed Lewis tries to lean back, he uses his momentum to get behind him and lock him in a full Nelson. Ed Lewis is hurt by Evan Lewis's full Nelson as Evan Lewis continues to apply the pressure. Ed Lewis able to break out, though, using his superior size. And Ed Lewis grabs a neck yoke on Evan Lewis. Evan Lewis is down. He's going to roll out of the ring. And Ed Lewis heads out of the ring and starts throwing punches at Evan Lewis. The referee is pretty upset by this display of, or lack of sportsmanship. Lewis not disqualified, though, just gets yelled at by the referee. And Lewis waits for Evan Lewis to get back in the ring and applies his patented Strangler's headlock. Ed Lewis with that patented Strangler's headlock on Evan Lewis. This is going to be a target of 3, and the roll is a 6, so no submission from Evan Lewis. Ed Lewis continues his attack, grabbing him up with a bear hug, picking him up and power bombing him to the mat. Choice E maneuver. It's going to be 9 or less for a level 2, and a 10 he doesn't get it. So Evan Lewis able to break the bear hug before he could be slammed to the mat. And Evan Lewis going to back him into the ropes again. And Ed Lewis using the momentum as he kind of spins it around to pin Evan Lewis. So Evan Lewis down to the mat. Both shoulders are down. Target is 4. Roll is an 11. Evan Lewis easily able to kick out there. But Ed Lewis is in control now, trying another bear hug power bomb. He's going to try the level 3, so 6 or less here. Roll of 9 does not get it. And Evan Lewis counters that bear hug power bomb, grabs him up with a crotch lift, and body slams him to the mat. Ed Lewis in trouble now. Is Evan Lewis going for the cover? Target is going to be 2. Roll is a 7. And Evan Lewis now in control. Locks on a knee bar. And that is going to be a level 2 move, so we're going to go for 7 or less. And with a roll of 8, Ed Lewis able to slip out of the knee bar and continue his attack. Ed Lewis grabs a grapevine, throws Evan Lewis to the mat. Evan Lewis rolls through and gets up, locks up with Ed Lewis, and pushes him back into the ropes. Evan Lewis breaks when the referee asks, but is quick to move back in, grabbing a grapevine on Ed Lewis and shoulder locking him. And Ed Lewis got nowhere to go. Great pressure being applied in that shoulder lock. Target is going to be 3. Roll is a 10, so Ed Lewis, no submission, but Evan Lewis in control here. Evan Lewis with a toe hold. Ed Lewis is hurt. Lewis lets him back up and then grabs him with a crotch lift and body slams him to the mat. And once again, he's going for the pin. Target is going to be 4. Roll is an 8. So Ed Lewis able to kick out once again. But Evan Lewis solidly in control, grabbing a guillotine and tries a leg sweep on Ed Lewis. That is successful. Ed Lewis hits the mat, still in that guillotine. And Evan Lewis once again attempting the knee bar from there. And it's going to work on either a 6 or a 7. We're going to go for the 6 or less this time. And with a roll of 4, he is successful on the knee bar. And Ed Lewis is hurt. Evan Lewis being kicked off by Ed Lewis, and they get back to their feet, but Evan Lewis is quicker and moves in with a driving double leg takedown on Ed Lewis. Ed Lewis is hurt, and Evan Lewis grabs a grapevine and applies great pressure to the shoulder with a big shoulder lock here. Lewis is down. And Evan Lewis going to push Ed Lewis out of the ring, possibly. He thinks better of that. Doesn't want to take the chance of the referee getting mad about his sportsmanship. Instead, locks on that bear hug and tries to trip him to the ground. This is going to be 5 or less here. And with a roll of 10, he is unsuccessful. Ed Lewis breaks the bear hug before Evan Lewis can trip him to the ground. And then he grabs a neck yoke and applies the pressure to the neck of Strangler Evan Lewis. And Evan Lewis is hurt as Ed Lewis continues his attack with a jackknife arm scissors. Evan Lewis is hurt. And Ed Lewis moves from a arm scissors to a double wrist lock. This double wrist lock is very, very painful. This could be all she wrote. Evan Lewis gonna roll his pin here. He's got nothing and nowhere to go. Might give up. Target is 5. Roll is a 6. So Evan Lewis barely able to get his foot across that bottom rope and break the hold. Ed Lewis grabs him in the Strangler's headlock now, though. Ed Lewis got Evan Lewis in the Strangler's headlock. Target is 6. Roll is an 8. So no submission from Evan Lewis. Ed Lewis continues to apply pressure on that Strangler's headlock. And now the target is 7. The roll is a 6. So just like that, the bigger man has out-strangled the smaller man and has won the match with the Strangler's headlock. So Ed Lewis beat Evan Lewis with a Strangler's headlock. 3 and 5, so that's 8. So that's going to be 4 stars. I can't just write Lewis and Lewis this time, so I have to do this. Evan Lewis had 5 fatigue, and the time of the match is 18 minutes and 9 seconds. So there we have it. A full 2 cards that bring Bluegrass Wrestling timeline up into sync with the National Wrestling Commission's timeline. So now both promotions have gone through year 6, month 7. So that is good. We can check the title history here. I don't know whether it does count it as a defense. Dick Raines got that defense against Bronko Nagurski, even though Nagurski beat him. But he beat him by DQ, so technically he defended the title, even though he didn't win the match. And we're going in here. And it looks like Ed Lewis continues to be in second, to be ranked second after William Muldoon. Muldoon has been an absolute beast in my universe. He's been a champion since year 1, and we're on halfway through year 6, so he's just racking up the wins. But that pretty much does it for me for the day. Thank you for watching. I may be back tomorrow with some more action, and hopefully without a 20-minute long pause in the middle. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you watch later, have a good